Welcome to Great Online Training. This is Naidu. I'm a SaaS trainer and programmer. In this video, I'm going to explain a series of videos on SaaS clinical programming interview question and answers. Okay, the next question is how your folder structure will be once you get a job. Maybe the next question will be how your folder structure. So once you join as a SaaS programmer, once you're able to access the computer and once you log into it, so that you can able to access a folder called project folder. Within that project folder, okay, project is nothing but, let's say you are working like a Pfizer, like a company. Okay, so once you get a job as a Pfizer, so in that Pfizer we have a root folder in the sense in this particular project have multiple other studies also. Okay, maybe they are doing a analysis, or maybe they are doing a clinical trials on oncology, and they are doing a some studies on kidney related studies. Maybe they are doing something related to arthritis. So like a different therapeutic areas when they are working on it. Once you open the project will have some subcategories. Let's say this is RR, means it's a rheumatoid arthritis project. Like that, if we have some oncology, OC projects will be there. Or maybe if it is something related to gynecology, GY will be there. Something like that. There will be some terminology. They'll try to maintain it. And 8827 and all, it is numbering what they are giving it. So in the project, once you open it, you will be able to see all the project folder which is related to your therapeutic area. Imagine you have assigned for therapeutic area of let's say arthritis. This one is called rheumatoid arthritis. That means so this is going to be your rheumatoid arthritis. All the studies within this particular folder all are different rheumatoid arthritis clinical trials. Here each and every study is nothing but one folder, is nothing but one particular clinical trial. Within this particular rheumatoid arthritis we have a 3019 is one particular study, and 3809 is another study, 3817 is another study, 4572 is another study, and all you can able to see. So what does this mean? Once you assign to a project, maybe you are allocating to any of these folders within this particular therapeutic area. Within that you have a lot of studies. Within that, maybe you are working for this particular project. Let's say in your office of around 30 SaaS programmers are there. Okay, so all the 30 programmers, so what happens, maybe they are working on only on rheumatitis. Everyone is working on this particular therapeutic area and the rheumatitis. So that roughly we can say in that 30 members, maybe 7 members are working on 3019 study, and another 7 members working on 3809 study, 3817 study, and 4572 study, and all. So this is the numbering we call it for that particular project. We will not call it with a drug name and all. Sometimes we call it with the drug names also. Okay, so something like Galaxo study, or we can call it as or something like let's say onco studies, or maybe there are some names they will keep it for every study. You can call with that particular the shortcut name of that clinical trial, or you can call with these numbers also. Imagine you have assigned for 3019. Okay, so within the therapeutic area, again you have a lot of clinical trials are happening on the different drugs, but you are assigned to a drug called 3019. Once you open it, there you can see a folder structure saying it. The first one, you can able to find the documents. What is this documents? Whatever the documents are related to this particular clinical SaaS programmer role, all the things we can able to see in the documents. Second folder is nothing but raw data, the data which is directly collected from your Medidata, Rave, or maybe Oracle Clinical. That data comes here. That is your raw data. The raw data we also call it as a source data. Okay, once we take that source data and you are using your SDDM programs and all, we are finally making SDDM data sets. We will store all the SDDM data sets in a SDDM data folder. Okay, and all the SDDM programs, you will store it into a separate location called SDDM programs location. And you will use this SDDM data as a source to create a ADAM data sets. So all the Adam data will be placed here, and whatever the data sets you created by using SDTM, the Adam programs, you will save it in this location. Suppose imagine in your organization, is there any standard macros they are using it? Okay, what is the standard macros? What exactly means to you? Standard macros means, imagine in real time, whenever you want to connect to a project, we will not connect by using libraries and all. So what we do is there will be a macros called a standard macros, or maybe we can call it as a setup macros. So that macros code inside what it is written is automatically you can connect that particular libraries whatever is required. So let's say you are starting with SDTM data, so all the raw data sets automatically connected if you run that standard macro. You no need to write a program saying it separately as a libname statement and all, it is not required. So if somebody asks the question how you will connect to a project, means very simple, there are some standard macros in our organization, so that we call it as a setup macros, or maybe we can say it is a auto run macros. You click on it and automatically whatever the libraries is required to that particular project will be automatically connect. I no need to tell that to SAS again saying it libname statement or maybe the folder path, and as well as those things is not required. So whenever I run it, all the SDDM data sets will be go and settle into that particular location. All the standard Adam data sets will be into stored into separate location, and all the paths and everything already been set in that particular standard macros. So those standard macros you can able to see here. And not only that, is there any macros you are using for creating TLF generations? Only even that macros also will be get stored into this particular folder that is called standard macros folder. Okay, so you can get that also. And is there any TFLs, nothing but tables, listings, or figures? Is there any programs you are generating it? All the TLFs programs you will store it here, and the program related logs will be get stored into a separate folder. So that what happens, whatever the program, let's say you are creating a demographic table, so that t_dm.sas is a program file will be saved into TFL programs folder. That specific log will be get saved into the log file. And again, we're coming to here output files, all the RTF files, so what you are generating it, the RTF files will be get stored, which is related to your TLF. So all the outputs, all the RTFs will be get stored into this. Okay, source is nothing but is there any, it is not mandatory that to have it a folder called source and other. Yes, okay, it can be there or it might not be there. Sources are nothing but is there any other source documents is required to continue in this clinical trials? Is there any other decisions made? All those things we can able to find out in a 10th folder and other folder. But this is the main folders once you have access to the project in the organization. So you will see a documents, you will see a raw data, you will see a SDTM data sets, you will see SDTM programs where it will stay, and Adam programs, Adam data sets also will be get stored in at one location, and Adam programs, a standard macros, and as well as TFL programs and logs and outputs will be stored into different locations. So this is all the folder structure. As a SAS programmer, what you need to know before starting off your job. If somebody asks the question how your folder structure will be, so first I will have a total folder, root folder. Within that you have a multiple therapeutic areas. Within that therapeutic areas you are assigned for only oncology. Then within that oncology again you have a multiple drugs, you will have it with the different numbers. You will not able to access all the folders because it's a restricted access only to the people who are 4 members or 5 members working on that particular project. Let's say 3019 is the study, you have an access because you only working on it. Okay, you are maybe 4 more members are working, only you 4 have access to see all these documents and all. Remaining persons, they can't able to access it because it's a read only access for read and write permissions only for your 5 members who are working on this particular project. Like that, there will be a different therapeutic areas. Each therapeutic area also will have a multiple drugs, and parallelly the clinical trials is going on, so that in your organization of 300 to 400 SAS programmers, they are going to work on different sectors, like a therapeutic area. Someone working on gynecology, someone working on the oncology, someone working on dermatology, someone working on nephrology. So these are the different categories. So we generally have it. So this is the folder structure you need to know before we start your career as a SAS programmer, how the folder structure will be.